Nice to have tonight. It is chilly out there again. Daniela Bruce a little while ago sat down with A.J. Hinch. What did the manager have to say to you, Daniela?
Well, Jason, A.J. Hinch knows it's less than ideal and a little unexpected for his team to start the season with a 4-9 record. And this is a team that prides themselves on playing clean baseball, on dominating the strike zone. And to this point in the season, they haven't done enough of that to win baseball games. And A.J. Hinch said that at this point in the season, you can't overreact to everything that you're seeing, but you also can't underreact.
Can't take everything as it's early. You know, I think you have to address things as they come. You have to know your reality, right? Like, should we have won more games? Of course. We can't do anything about that now. We got to play the Marlins, you know, in this series this weekend. We have Kansas City coming next week. Our homestand is all that matters right now. So when I say I don't want to underreact is I don't want to shrug it off. I don't want us to just assume that it's going to get better because we're more talented than we've played. I do believe we're going to throw more strikes out of the pen. I do believe that we're going to get, you know, some guys untracked who have provided power for us that haven't gotten underway yet. That's going to naturally happen because these guys are too talented. The way we go about coaching and the way that we go about our day-to-day is to bring it to the player every day and make sure that we don't just assume it's going to get better. We're going to work towards it.
AJ was also very clear that he holds his players accountable. He holds each and every one of them accountable in the moments that they need to be. And they're going to try to reset this thing here today at home against the Marlins. It's Cater Montero on the mound for the Tigers and Chris Paddock for Miami. First pitch is next.
Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. It's almost hard to remember what Comerica Park looked like. The Tigers just haven't been here that much this year. Just 3 home games so far. Orange, you glad it warms up next week? Is what our weather graphic says today. Knock, knock. Who's there? 51 degrees. It is orange jersey night. Friday nights here at the ballpark. These new orange jerseys with the 1968 flex. As the batting order for the Marlins goes like this. Extra base hits for Miami. They've got 40 total. That's tied for 3rd in Major League Baseball. The former Cub Owen Casey has 6 of them. Xavier Edwards in the 2 spot has 5 of them. And even the bottom of the order shows some power as well. And so we'll see how many fastballs the Tigers starting pitcher, presented by Waltzside Windows, Cater Montero, shows. He was fastball heavy in that outing against St. Louis on Sunday.
He sure was. He threw it a whopping 65% in that first start. The 4-seam sinker combination, though, played well with the movement on his changeup, sprinkled in just enough sliders and curveballs to keep the hitters honest. But working ahead is still very, very important for Cater.
Against a Marlins offense that is 4th in on-base percentage, 5th in slugging. The Marlins out of the chute have played very strong baseball.
And they can beat you with their 3rd in stolen bases. So they got a good way of manufacturing runs. Don't hit a lot of home runs, but that extra base hit and stealing a lot of bases.
Welcome back home, and it is a local product leading it off. Jacob Marcy out of Allen Park High School fouls off the first pitch. It is strike 1. Marcy was a rookie last year. He came up in the deal after the deal for Jesus Sanchez. He was shipped to Houston. Marcy had a roster spot open up, and he's got over 100 people here tonight to watch him play at Comerica Park.
Yeah, I think his high school coach and former Tiger, or former Oriole, I should say, but farmhand Glenn Gulliver is probably watching very intently tonight.
0-2. And Marcy hits it high in the air. Somebody yelled up in the longest way possible for out number 1 here in the first inning. So the Marygrove Awnings defense going to look different with Parker Meadows out for a while. Not sure how long, but a while. Riley Green, Javi Baez, Wenzel Perez in right field. Keith McGonigal, Torres, Torkelson, Dingler is the catcher. Wenzel Perez is another guy, just like Cater Montero, like A.J. Hinch said on Sunday. Wenzel's a guy that could have easily made this team.
Yeah, and especially got that news and went out and hit 2 home runs in the game, the final game of the so-called spring schedule. But I just love the fact that AJ says, I'm not going to sit him around and wait. To get butterflies. And I put him right in the game and let him go. He's got to be excited to play.
Ground ball to first. That's a fair ball. And Xavier Edwards, who has 5 extra base hits, is on his way to second, looking for 3. The Marlins have their 5th triple of the year. And it comes with 1 out in the first inning. He's got 2 of them already.
Well, I mean, again, staying heavy with that fastball on the inside part of the plate. And like you pointed out, just the extra base hits and immediate pressure on that Tigers infield defense. They'll come in just to try to cut off that run immediately.
So 1 on, 1 out, infield in. That's the 6th triple for the Marlins this year. That leads Major League Baseball. Edwards has 2 of them. They and the Diamondbacks were tied for the league lead coming into today. 0-1 is in there, right with a strike on a 2-seamer to Agustin Ramirez, who played in 136 games last year, his rookie season, for a very young Marlins team coming into Comerica Park.
Just like the way, again, Cater coming after him with the fastball. It might not be, and it's just the first inning, but might not be at that same velocity as he's shown, where he's been up at 96, 97. But I think he'll get there. Just when that adrenaline starts, he gets a little bit looser.
Right there with strike 3, we get a challenge from Ramirez. It's ABS powered by T-Mobile. To the naked eye, it looked like a strike.
Sure did.
Lance Barrett has the plate, and Lance Barrett is very right.
Boy, I mean, just like in Minnesota, when Minnesota was just not afraid to challenge whatsoever. I mean, they challenged, I think, the second pitch of the game yesterday, and here's the 3rd hitter. I mean, that's a good job of Dylan Dingler on the framing, but still, that caught the bottom of the zone. And again, I think they're looking breaking ball, and again, that fastball held true right at the bottom rail.
Big second out. Here is Liam Hicks for a Marlins team that has been a little loath to challenge early in the year. Yeah, 3 for 7 so far this year on the way into today. As Hicks skies this ball into right center field, and Wenzel Perez will watch Javi make the catch to retire the side. The Marlins' league-leading 6th triple goes by the boards. McGonigal next. Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is in-zone slugging percentage. How well do you slug the ball when it's in the strike zone? Colt Keith at .545. Dylan Dingler 667. Kerry Carpenter 545. The reason we put that up there in our Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers is Chris Paddock does live in the strike zone. We saw it last year with the Tigers and in the AL Central with Minnesota. 8 2/3 this year, 11 hits, 8 earned runs, and we will see what the Tigers do when he does live in the strike zone.
Yeah, and that's it, exactly. He relies mainly on 4 pitches, the 4-seam fastball, curveball, cutter, and change. Changeup usage has really gone up this year. He's added a sweeper, which is a little bit different to his mixture, maybe trying to go a little bit east-west rather than so much north and south. But he gave up 31 home runs last year in 158 innings, already given up 2 in 8 innings.
As Liam Hicks deals with what seems to be a pitch com issue, we will give you our keys to the game, brought to you by Bet365. Dan?
Well, there you go, right on cue. Get the long ball on track. And this is the guy, because he lives in that strike zone. Hopefully it's still a little cool and everything, but hopefully they can get that long ball out, as they have only hit 7 on the season. And Cater pitched a really good game last year, 5 innings of shutout ball, and hopefully Cater in that first inning was able to keep that run at bay at third. and hopefully he will just continue to have success against the Marlins.
As we still have the PitchCom issues, so StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Here are the home runs that Chris Paddock allowed last year, and you see where they funnel. I mean, it's a lot of in the middle of the strike, so that's part of it.
That's the middle, and like you said, yeah, he likes to challenge and live in that strike zone. But boy, that's a lot of middle. You want to be on those corners.
For as long as that PitchCom issue was, we almost went into rain delay questions. We had the open all ready and raring to go. Dan Petrie, a.k.a. Peaches. Challenge from McGonigal. It's either 1-2 or 2-1. It's an ABS challenge presented by Figer Law. Is Kevin right? Let's find out with him. Oh, yeah. Big time ball.
The call is overturned. Detroit has 2 challenges remaining.
That's 3 inches off the strike zone.
And that is, I would say, a really good challenge when it's that far. You know, there's no question, and that's why McGonigal said, oh, absolutely, I'm challenging this one.
And then he smokes the ball to right. Do you get that swing off on 1-2? I don't know. He didn't find out because he challenged to put himself 2-1.
He didn't wait around and got that four-seamer. Look at that thing, and just above the belt, right down the middle, just like the graphic just showed. And Kevin McGonigal gets the Tigers off to a really good start here.
It felt like Minnesota was hitting its spots consistently. That was 109.5 off the bat, by the way. First pitch swing from Gleyber Torres. It's a fly ball to left. And Javier Sanoja makes the catch for round number 1. Didn't feel like the Twins didn't really hit the middle of the plate a whole lot from their pitching staff in that series.
You know, it was just, it was so many different looks is the way I thought. It was just pitching chaos, in other words, you know. With how many, would they have 4 different pitchers get a save in that series? Just crazy stuff.
I think you just did a great visual for all the different looks. Will you show everybody, Dan, to the camera at home? Oh, we have a challenge here. Colt Keith challenges, the catcher Hicks challenges the call of ball to try to make it into a strike. Let's see what this challenge brings, and it is a strike. So it's overturned.
Miami has 1 challenge.
Colt Keith, strike 1. After a pitch, I would like for you to show the audience at home. You just said all those different arm angles, and I think it's a good visual. 0-1, fouled away. So you said,
well, it was pitching chaos. It was just a guy coming here, a guy coming here, you know, and 4 different guys getting the save. It was just, you know, you're talking about, you know, corners here and up and down, and yeah.
I love the people that are watching without sound right now that just saw what happened, wondering what is wrong with that guy. 0-2. That's in the dirt, and he can't find it. Hicks can't find it. McGonigal to second base.
Boy, what a great read from McGonigal. I mean, he sees it out of the hand that it's going to be in the dirt, and he takes off right away. There was no question about this. What a break. Look at that. I mean, he's still in his secondary lead. The trajectory coming out of Paddock's hand, he sees is going to be in front of the plate and takes off right away. Really good base running.
On the ground, left side, Otto Lopez. His only play is to first and just under the wire to get Keith, who is sprinting hard down the line. And here is the Marlins defense so far. It's very early for defensive metrics. They're kind of middle of the pack depending on where you look. You have Sanoja, Marcy, and Casey in the outfield. They have made a bunch of errors, though, to create that fielding percentage that's 4th worst in Major League Baseball. Paulie, Lopez, Edwards, and Norby, the former Oriole prospect, and Hicks, the ex-Tiger off the Rule 5 draft 2 years ago for the Marlins, has the plate. So now here's the matchup. Riley Green sees a ton of fastballs, 61% fastball for the year. The Marlins throw fewer fastballs than any other team in Major League Baseball, but Paddock throws a lot of them.
And first pitch curveball, though. You know, let's see if he goes back upstairs trying to tunnel off of that curveball.
That's a cutter that sails. It counts as a fastball.
Yeah.
It's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I don't know if that's where, you know, he wants to throw that. It's generally up and away. That cutter, yeah, he does want to throw it in, but I think that they'll attack him up and away with the fastballs.
Riley now 58%. That's fourth in Major League and the Tigers roster, I should say, in fastballs seen, as it's 1 and 2 on Green on a fastball there that he took that was lower than the typical fastball he sees.
Yeah, and you just think that anytime that happens, I just think it's more of that, I'm looking for something else.
One and two. There's the high fastball, 2 and 2.
Yeah, that's generally where they try to attack Riley, and it just seems like, you know, and AJ has said this before, that all of baseball is going away from the fastball and throwing as much spin as possible. Marlins certainly are following suit.
But you see there are some Tigers on this roster that have seen a great deal of fastballs. Torque's 60% plus fastball.
And you wonder just, I mean, no scouting reports, and they're seeing it early, like, and it's been a little cold, and they're going after them because it's difficult to catch up to those good fastballs.
3-2 changeup.
And that's the one that the usage has gone way up for Chris Paddock on that changeup, and you can see he's got that confidence in it to throw it 3-2.
How many can he throw in a sequence to Riley Green? McGonigal at third, 2 out, and time call. Payoff coming. Riley smokes it foul left side, a fastball. Fastball, changeup, fastball, changeup. Back and forth we go the last 5 pitches.
Yeah, and you can see Riley on that last one, just, I think, guarding that plate a little bit, maybe not taking that big, huge swing, not guaranteeing he's going to get a fastball and seeing it deep and then just getting a piece of it.
3-2 cutter gets a ground ball to first, and Connor Norby with the find on Paddock. Both teams leave a runner at third in the first inning.
Much like Wenzel Perez, Cater Montero made a strong case for himself throughout the spring to be a part of the Tigers' opening day roster. And as I talked to manager AJ Hinch today, he said that he felt like in his first start last week that Cater was trying to prove that he belonged here. AJ said that with a smile, and really, can you blame Cater when he's trying to prove that he wants to keep a spot here? But AJ said he's excited for Cater's start today because he feels like he's going to be able to settle in and just be himself a little bit more and attack hitters the way that this organization knows he can, guys.
Well, step one is first pitch strike. Daniela, you know how much you hear that in the halls here at Comerica Park. Fly ball to right. Here is Wenzel Perez to make the catch. You know, I think, though, Daniela, I think we all feel that in everything we do, right? Like, Dan, you go on the mound for a first major league outing in a year. You don't know what your year's going to be like.
Well, no, but I think it's a good point about Cater just wants to prove that he belongs. He's been kind of that up and down guy, you know, and in an emergency he comes up and he's like, you know what, and they love him. They love the stuff, and he just says, you know what, I want to stay.
That's sort of the Owen Casey situation as well. He's been traded a couple of times, and he has demolished the baseball so far this year. 6 extra base hits. OPS hovering right around 4 figures, as he sees a face full of breaking balls to start his series here in Detroit. Barrel rate 96 percentile, top 4% in all of Major League Baseball. He's from Ontario, in Burlington, north of the border. He has been in a lot of ways a maple masher for them so far this year.
Boy, and that was quite a trade. I mean, I know the Cubs were very happy in getting Edward Cabrera, and Miami was just as happy to get Casey.
They both had fantastic beginnings to the year. Check swing. He didn't go. By the way, do you run our graphics? I mean, you just said trade, and then there it was. Do you have a button next to you? Can you challenge graphics?
I sneak up on you every now and then.
Okay.
You know.
1-2 from Montero. Yeah, that was a ball out of hand on a curveball. 2-2.
But he's seen a lot of the off-speed secondary pitches, the knuckle curve and the slider. He missed with that one fastball, and again, I know Cater he's feeling good with that. And see if he challenges up with that fastball.
Yeah, you were thinking along with him.
And Casey, good for him laying off. That was one of those ones that, you know, right at that top of the strike zone where maybe in past years a hitter might be tempted, but now that's not getting called a strike.
Very close, but ball 4. Casey takes his 4th walk of the year, and it's a 1-out base on balls for Connor Norby. The oldest player in this Marlins lineup is Otto Lopez at 27.
27.
27,
yeah.
The oldest player in the lineup. And the bench, Austin Slater at 33 is basically grandpa on this roster.
And good for Slater for getting a job here. You know,
he caught a lot of eyes in camp this year.
He sure did. And AJ, when he talked about him, said he's a major league player. It's not, you know, okay, he's kind of on the bubble. No, he's a major league player, and he can help people in a lot of ways. And good for him that he got a job right away.
Well, he's right now playing for a team that's tied for first in the National League East. The Marlins are 8-5, the Braves are 8-5, the Mets are a game off, and the Phillies are a game and a half back. It's very early, but look, the Marlins have a lot of young talent here, and they seem to have a clear intent. There's swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, that slider is why the Tigers just love Montero's stuff.
Yeah, let's look at the location though too. This is not a strike. It looks fastball out, and then just the bottom drops out of it. To me, that's a great 0-2 pitch. You know, you've seen a couple of 0-2 pitches. I mean, sometimes they're a little bit too good. You know, but that to me was just a perfect 0-2 pitch, and that's why he got the swing and miss. But the Marlins last year, wasn't it? I mean, they were right up around first place about the middle of the year. They were playing really good, and then things kind of fell down a little bit, but they finished pretty good. So I think they went into this year feeling like, hey, let's get off to a good start, and let's see if we can hang in there for a while.
I mean, they made life very difficult for the Tigers in September of last year in Miami.
They did.
You know, this win percentage since June 13th of last year, the Marlins are .569. That's in Major League Baseball. That's 5th best in the league since last June. It's fouled away 2-1 on Paulie, who, when you talk about the young talent for Clayton McCullough and this Marlins team, he came over in one of those deals. It was for 2 bullpen arms in 2024. They traded Brian Hoeing and Tanner Scott, July of 24. Part of the haul back was Paulie, the 25-year-old left-handed third baseman tonight. 2-2, top of the zone sinker. Close pitch.
Yeah, one of those ones that, again, that's why I like both those fastballs from Cater. If that's a four-seamer, it probably stays true and continues on and is high. But because it's got just that little bit of sink to it, it just catches the top of the strike zone.
Casey at first, 2-2, 2 gone, second inning. That was a didn't mean to for all time.
And good curveball. You know, it just, all this stuff pairs very well. And if he can just continue to, as you said, get strike one and continue to get ahead, he's got all the pitches to be very difficult and get soft contact.
Throw to first on Casey, who's 1 for 1 in stolen bases. But you said it, this is an aggressive team on the base paths. 18 stolen bases this year in 13 games for the Marlins, but they run into the resistance that is Dylan Dingler behind the plate. Second throw. Are they baiting him to go? Do they want him to run?
Yeah, he was kind of dancing off there as Cater was holding the ball, and I think Cater maybe saw him out of the corner of his eye.
There he goes. It's a ground ball to second base, and because Casey was on the lam, they stay out of the double play. Paulie bounced up. Sorry, that was out number 3. Don't worry, I'm keeping score. Time for the Call Sam best call. The Tigers in the first 13 games have walked as much as they have, a little bit more than any other year under A.J. Hinch in a season where the walk rate in Major League Baseball, in part due to the ABS challenge system and just the kind of sterilized uniform strike zone. Generally what happened in the minor leagues, and I know Dan Dickerson's touched on this over on the radio side and when he's been on TV, generally what happens is the walk rate across the league increases, and that has happened thus far as Dylan Dingler pumps that two-seamer into center field for a leadoff single here in the second.
Yeah, this one just stays up a little bit, and Dylan Dingler muscles this out, pulls his hands in, and is able to get enough of that barrel. But that's a strong young man that's just able to muscle that into center field. 2 innings in a row where the Tigers have had their leadoff runner, their leadoff batter on base.
Kerry Carpenter, who already doesn't see a lot of fastballs, takes one there. But the walk rate in the league is definitely up this year.
And I was going to say, probably, right, due to ABS more than anything. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, when you think about it, you say, well, you know, is the cold weather, it's been really cold, has that had an effect on pitchers not throwing strikes?
That ball's rocked to right field. Carey with a base hit. Dingler's going to try for third on Casey, and he beats the throw. He saw it the whole way. Joey Cora is amped in the third base coaching box, and rightfully so.
Yeah, you don't want to say that Dylan is sneaky fast for a catcher. He just runs well because he's athletic, and he sees that ball out there, and Casey has a good arm out there and a very accurate throw. But Dylan Dingler understanding that, wait a minute, I can make it. And yeah, look at Joey. Yeah, that away. He might be a little bit unsure about it, but no. When he's in there safe, they both have a little smile on their face.
Just some action, you know, some action on the bases. The Tigers haven't had a ton of chances to take the extra base as Torque looks at a strike.
Yeah, that's the thing that was so talked about last year, was the ability for the Tigers to go first and third. I mean, they were just did that tremendously, or challenging outfielders going from second to home, and that's a perfect example. And they haven't had a lot of chances to do that, back-to-back singles.
Smoked over short into left. The Tigers are on the board in a hurry this homestand. Torque drives in Dingler. It's 1-0.
Yeah, right on right changeup, and this one again, this just stays in the middle of the plate. Torque doesn't try to do too much. See that nice level swing instead of that big uppercut. He just hammers one and says, yeah, we'll just score first. We'll get on the board early here tonight. And 3 hits in a row.
Welcome back to the majors. Wencel Perez, who takes ball 1 after hitting with an over 800 OPS in short time with Toledo. Switch hitter back on the card for A.J. Hinch with the injury to Parker Meadows. Carpenter at second, Torkelson at first. There's a strike from Paddock. Now that curveball is pretty nice.
And that was just right off that previous pitch fastball. That four-seam fastball about right at the belt. That comes out looking like it's going to be in that same spot. And Wenzel's fooled by that really good 12-6 curveball.
Change up 2-2, and we'll dive into it in this series. We saw the pitch com issue earlier, but the Marlins bench calls the pitches. So we're going to dive into this throughout the course of this series, but if you don't see a whole lot of conversation catcher and pitcher, as the 2-2 to Perez is high, 3-2, and it took Paddock a little while to get used to it, but these calls are coming from the bench for the Marlins.
Yeah, you see the numbers, and then it corresponds with a wrist guard on a catcher, and they know, okay, 2-5, they look and they say, okay, that is a particular pitch in a particular location.
Hey, got room!
Third base side, somebody said got room to Paulie. He does, and he makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1.
And you've got to really work fast when they're calling pitches, but yeah, this one just stays up in the air a little bit too long. Probably just stays with it. Over the shoulder catch. And Javi Baez, as we pointed out in the open, just swung the bat really good in Minnesota. And you know he's energized to be back out there in center field and just kind of having fun out there roaming around.
He swung the bat very well as a center fielder last year. Whether it was because of it or as a product of it, it felt like something, and he said how much he enjoyed that as he grounds this ball foul to third.
Yeah, and I think it just, as AJ talked a lot about, just energized him a little bit. You know, it was kind of fun. Like, okay, I'm not just playing shortstop every day, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But, oh, I get to play center field today. You know, and that's that little bit of, oh, man, it's something different. You know, go out there and be a little bit jacked up to play out there.
And you could see it in the at-bats for Javi as he takes a ball there, 1-2.
And that's, you know, a pitch that he's still going to swing at that, but that's a pitch that is he's swung a lot at in the past, but he's starting to hold up a little bit and see that a lot better. And if he does, he's been driving it to right field.
That's a better breaking ball for strike 3, and the first punch out of the game for Paddock. 2 gone.
And those are the kind of pitches that, you know what, you're going to get a lot of. If you execute a pitch like that and throw it like that, you're going to get swing and miss.
Here's McGonigal, who challenged a pitch and then served one into right thereafter in his first at bat.
Let's see how many fastballs McGonigal gets in this at bat. First pitch changeup. I think Paddock's remembering that 2-1 fastball that he laced into right field.
Threw him a curveball and missed. 2-0 on McGonigal. Now, I mean, with how many fastballs Paddock throws, even if he doesn't want to.
And this is where I think, let's see that little cutter, you know, just to put a little wrinkle in it, a little bit off of the fastball.
2-0. He threw a changeup and he buried it. It's 3-0 on McGonigal. Carpenter at second, Torkelson at first. Tigers 1-0 on this Friday evening at Comerica Park. And we'll see if this is a middle fastball. You wouldn't put it past him.
He swung twice in Minnesota, 3-0. And he popped out once, and kind of little lazy fly ball to left field, and you hope that he is not shying away from it. Like, that didn't go very well for me in Minnesota. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Those were pitch locations that might have been the issue instead of the situation.
Right.
Elevated
little
fastball.
Up. Yes.
3-1 as a cutter for a strike. There it is that you're talking about.
Well, that was 3 off-speed pitches. First 3 pitches, then okay, I'll take one for strike 1, and then that cutter, and let's see if he goes back to that changeup.
3-2. He went cutter again.
Yeah.
Trying to stay on the hands. But again, part of the reason the pitches are being called in the dugout is to stay on schedule, to throw the mix that they want you to throw. But in a spot like this at 3-2, we'll see what they have in mind. Setup is away from Hicks. And it's a fastball. He didn't want to miss near his hands there with a four-seamer.
Yeah, that's what you have to wonder about when they're calling the pitches, is what are they basing that on? Are they basing it on the swing that they just saw? I mean, the catcher is 2 feet away from that hitter, and he's seeing exactly what the pitchers are moving from Chris Paddock.
Set up away again. 3-2 is a cutter away, and McGonigal stays alive, flicking it foul. What an at bat from Kevin here. He'll see a 9th pitch. There are the signals. It's like an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. You know, and it's all, and sometimes you have to wonder, is it, because there's always patterns in everything too.
Inside, a miss with a fastball. His 7th walk to 7 strikeouts in his rookie year, and the Tigers have loaded the bases.
But somebody you know is in the Tigers bench or somewhere is watching exactly what the signs are, because they want to see if they can pick something up. Is there a tendency? Are they starting with a particular number? You know, and every time they do this, it's a fastball. Every time they do that, it's a changeup. So they're trying to get everything they can.
And that's fair game. If you're signaling live, that's fair game.
Just right up on the top step of the dugout, signaling like that. And then sometimes you have to wonder if, okay, are there decoys also?
Oh, 1. Torres reaches out and skies a breaking ball foul, first base side. It's a fascinating system, and Chris Paddock, for one, has bought into it. He said he was skeptical at first, but he believes in it. And he needs a pitch in a big spot here.
And you have to have the buy-in, especially for a guy that's been around a long time.
0-2, that ball smashed to right field on a line, but a sliding play by Casey ends the inning.
Boy, he was playing way back, and for a minute I thought that may fall. But that nice sliding grab just off the grass to take a big hit away from Glaber.
1-0 Tigers on the Bet365 scoreboard against the Marlins here in the top of the 3rd, and Kader Montero to Javier Sanoja with strike 1 to the 23-year-old outfielder Sanoja. Marlins did place Griffin Conine on the injured list with a hamstring problem at the end of that road trip. So Davison De Los Santos has joined the team, but they lose Conine for a while, and Sanoja starting in left today. He had the game-winning run for Team Venezuela in that WBC final against the U.S. Nolan McLean starting in that game against Eduardo Rodriguez. Kader Montero on the mound, knows a little something about that team, along with Emmanuel De Jesus in the Tigers bullpen.
And our good friend Carlos Guillen.
Yes, indeed. The best in the business. Translator to the stars.
And
interpreter of the century.
Working tonight on Spanish radio.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
One and two. In the air right field. Wenzel Perez for out number 1, and here comes native Michigander Jacob Marcy. Daniela.
Yeah, Jason, as you mentioned, he's a product of Allen Park High School, played at Central Michigan University. He grew up a giant Tigers fan and came to a ton of games here at Comerica Park. He talked about how emotional he got coming to the ballpark and wasn't really expecting it, to walk out onto the field here and be flooded with the emotions of, oh my goodness, I've watched so many baseball games here. And get this, you guys, he has 150 people here today in the ballpark. Tomorrow, he's supposed to have closer to 450 people here watching him. I was like, I don't even know that many people. I don't know if I could give away that many tickets, but everybody's so excited to watch him play here.
450?
450. I'm going to go out there and confirm that tomorrow, let me tell you. But I have reliable sources.
You should interview every one of them during the game.
A different question to each of the 450 people.
It's question 226.
Wild Bruce Chase.
Wild Bruce Chase. 2-0 is a jam shot fly ball into short right field, and it'll be the second baseman Torres out there to make the catch on Marcy for out number 2, and we get a message from Figer Law.
At Figer Law, every case is personal to us, and we won't stop until we bring home the win. Figer Law, all we do is win.
To this point, Kader Montero's only allowed 1 hit. That was to this gentleman, Xavier Edwards, who's up with 2 down in the 3rd. It was an Edwards triple that put the shutout in peril, 2 batters in. Strike 1 on a fastball.
And doesn't shy away from it, even though he got that triple, and just says, you know what, that's okay. I'm not going to shy away from throwing my fastball. Pump it right in there for strike 1.
Hunting strike 2 with a fastball. It's 1-1 for Edwards. Might have been a strike. Might have been worth a challenge.
I was going to say, those are so hard just because of how good the Tiger catchers are. Dylan Dingler in framing them. They just live. They look like they're strikes.
That's a swinging strike. It's 1-2. Chevy's strongest player is Xavier Edwards, the 26-year-old for the Marlins. He's now tied for 2nd in triples this year across Major League Baseball. He's an explosive young man. They got him in the Jake Cronenworth. He was involved in a Jake Cronenworth Hunter Renfroe deal back in 2019. He's bounced around a couple of times. And Edwards has found a home here with the Marlins. But not on that changeup. Whoa.
Boy, that is 2 in a row. Starts him off with the fastball. I'm not afraid of the fastball now. Let's see if you can hit this. No way.
Not necessarily all sadness, because there are doubles in there, but 3 of the top 6 guys who have the 3 furthest balls in play without a home run this year are on the Tigers.
4 of them are still smiling, though.
That's true.
You know,
Picture was taken prior to 1,181 feet worth of non-homers for Francisco Lindor.
Ronald Acuna and Riley are not happy.
Yeah, they're like, guys, now take a picture and just simulate what would happen if you can't get the ball out of the ballpark, but you hit it to the wall all the time. 4 of them are like, great.
Yeah, I wouldn't be smiling either.
No.
You know?
0-1 to Colt, and he's got a base hit opposite way. Colt Keith has come out of the chute this year swinging it like gangbusters.
Boy, just love the way he stays on this breaking ball and inside outs it. And showed all the feet that he's hit and missed out on those home runs. But he's becoming a really good hitter now, you know, and those power numbers, they're going to come. He's nice and relaxed up there, and he just sees that breaking ball and just shoots it in the left. I mean, he's a tough out.
He comes into the game today with an OPS plus of 170. League average is 100. You know, like 130 is really, really good. Look at what he's done compared to the rest of the league this year.
And it's up quite a bit, substantially, from last year. Just a couple of little adjustments that we've talked about, and it's made all the difference in the world. He's just in a really good spot, you know, mentally, and believes in it now. Just really good and confident.
When we talked to him at length, Dan and I, on the podcast, it became pretty evident that he's used to struggling early on at levels. High fly ball left field. Sanoja is back on it. Sanoja still back on it. He makes the catch. And there's out number 1. Riley Green adding on to 1,197 feet of non-home runs. So it's warning track power that time. And there's one away. But just to finish the word on Colt Keith, I mean, he was very honest with us that every level, there's always that moment where, can I do this? And then there's a coach there or a teammate there or a family member there to remind him of what he's done at every other level. And for somebody who's been through that at every level, you believe in his ability to break out of it. And he's shown that in a big way in the first couple weeks this year.
And he believes in it now, you know, because he's been around for a couple of years. And he believes that, hey, I belong now. And he says, you know what, when I'm really scuffling and I'm not doing anything, that doesn't do me any good. I've learned that. I mean, what's the sense in putting pressure on myself and worried about every single at bat? That's not going to do any good. So now he just goes up there and just kind of is nice and relaxed and really in a good spot and not sitting there grinding the sawdust out of the bat or worried about, well, my average is going to go down another 2 points if I don't get a hit here, and am I going to play tomorrow? He's just in a really good spot. And just that little waggle, he came to spring training with that. Look at that, just shooting it into left.
On the ground at third, that's Pauly, that's Edwards, and that is a double play for the Marlins. 5-4-3 for Miami, and we'll go to the fourth. If you can't make it out to Comerica Park, stream the game live with a subscription to your new home for Detroit sports right here at Detroit SportsNet, presented by Bet365. Subscription includes the Tigers all season long, the Red Wings starting this fall. It is subject to national exclusivities. Terms and conditions do apply. Don't miss a minute of the action and subscribe by visiting tigers.tv right now. You can scan that QR code, tigers.tv. Join us here on Detroit SportsNet for all the Tigers baseball fun and drama all season long. As Kader Montero gets a ground ball to short, that's McGonigal with a long throw. Oh man, target hit! That is a wild effort from the rookie at shortstop.
Is that any good? Woo, my goodness. Look at how far he is in the whole outfield grass all in one motion, and look at the strike he throws over to Torque, who's able to stretch right to it. But look at how much he got on that throw too. Kader loves it because there's one pitch, one out.
Kevin, your thoughts?
Yeah. So what?
It's a Friday. Been there.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
So when that ball got hit, honestly, tell me, base hit or not?
You know what? I thought this might be close.
Wasn't even close.
But
he got him.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's a wild play.
I mean, we've seen him make spectacular plays at third base, going to his right, going to his left. But I mean, that play right there, that's one of the ones that we haven't seen, that true highlight, because he just hasn't had the opportunity yet to make one. He finally got an opportunity, and I'm sure Javi was probably out there clapping himself too out in center field.
Yeah.
Like, just the way I taught him.
You know, somewhere Tram's got a big smile on his face.
Oh, yeah.
So, look, Ramirez isn't nearly the slowest guy in this lineup, by the way. He can scoot a little bit. He's not elite speed, but it's not. I mean, he's not plodding down the line there.
It's still, you don't care who it's against.
That's off a shoot top. 3-2. Look at the distance of McGonigal from first base from our wire cam here.
Yeah, he's going to end up being just behind Colt Keith at third base.
And he's going away from that throw, Dan.
And had to throw it high. So he doesn't bounce it. If he bounces, he's not going to get it. So he throws it up high. How about the stretch from Torque, too? I mean, right to the baseball to greet it, to maximize the length, to make sure that he got out there to get it.
To second base. And Out number 2 in the inning. You know, sometimes things hit the cutting room floor. We don't have a chance to get him in spring training. This is from all the way back in San Diego. Alan Trammell talking to Joey Cora, working with Kevin McGonigal, Dan, and you know how much Tram cares about this defensive effort at shortstop.
Yes, he does. He was there all 3 days, and he couldn't be prouder.
Our cutting room floor in the truck is littered with stuff. You can barely walk in there.
And, you know, I think he's kind of gotten rid of, McGonigal's kind of gotten rid of that. Can he play defense?
Yeah.
Moniker? You know, is there a question any longer?
Yeah, no thanks on that.
You know?
Yeah. Let your eyes do the talking on that.
Yeah. You know, did he prove that in spring training? Has he proven it now in the, 15 games, 14 games?
One. I'll tell you what, these Tigers, they have this weird way, and it's because everybody's ready to do just about everything. There's this weird way the day after an injury, it feels like the Tigers have this infusion of energy, whether it's to play for the guy that's hurt, whether it's to capture a position that you're put in for the first time this year, like Javi in center. McGonigal over there at short with a great play, thrust into action there with Javi out there in center. Wencel Perez shows up from Toledo. Here's Javi in center field, and the Tigers will close out the inning. Kevin McGonigal, Dan Petrie.
Boy, what a play, and everybody's loving it. Torque loves it. Kevin McGonigal, just a little yawn. I do that in my sleep.
1-0 Tigers, bottom of the 4th inning. Kevin McGonigal with a jewel of a defensive effort for the first out in the top of the 4th, and now the Tigers will swing it against their former teammate Chris Paddock again, and there's a spinner for ball 1 to Carey, who has seen less than 40% fastball this year. And I asked him earlier today, like, do you realize that? Do you know? He goes, Minnesota throws me spin anyway. Like that's the way it goes. So he's just used to not seeing a whole lot of fastballs. As he doesn't hear, it's a curveball, and it's flipped to left. Sanoja makes the catch. So every month this year, we are going to have an award show on our telecast. It's the Mitty Awards. This is a nominee for the Metro Detroit Ram Dealers Mitty Awards all around the state of Michigan by the end of the season. I think we're going to have you vote on these by the end of the year. We'll see how the first award show goes. That could be the defensive play of the month for the Mitty Awards. What would you call that? Throw of the month? We get to pick the categories every month based on the plays, or you can tweet at us at Detroit SportsNet.
I mean, there's range, there's throw.
0-1 is scorched to right field. Pretty well struck, but Casey's there, and Torque is out. But this is what the fans are for, right? Like, send us what if we know that's going to possibly get an award, a Metro Detroit Ram Mitty Award. You send in your categories.
Caption.
Yeah, your categories. What should the race be? Like, that could be best beard of the month, crocheted hat of the month.
The hat, yeah.
Dan Petrie could be Dan of the month, although Dickerson will give him a run for his money.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than me.
Oh,
a couple hours.
Couple hours.
Couple hours.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, same birthday.
Yeah.
Same birthday. That's why I said.
I know.
Just a couple hours.
I'm just going to pretend that there was shade there.
You know.
1-0 for Wencel Perez, who comes up from AAA Toledo. He could be the call-up of the month. We're going to do this together, but every month we're going to have an award show. Probably wear tuxedos on the pregame show.
Ooh, bow ties.
Bow ties.
Oh, there we go.
Cravats.
What?
Accessories. 2-0 is on the ground at first base, and Norby runs to first to retire the side. We'll go to the 5th. 2026 is the Tigers' 125th season of baseball, and what better way to celebrate than by getting the 125th anniversary six-pack. Each pack includes tickets to 6 games, plus an extremely limited Tigers Hall of Fame player figurine replica statue. Ty Cobb, Willie Horton, and more. Tigers.com/125. There's a strike to Owen Casey, who walked in the 2nd inning. He's one of 2 base runners tonight for the Fightin' Fish of Clayton McCullough. Casey looks at a curveball, 1-1 from Montero.
Boy, he looks very, very patient. He was in that first at-bat where he walked, and this right here, he's just really looking at everything that Cater has to throw.
This is a little reminiscent to that Rockies start in September of 2024. You know, just kind of cruising along, left lane, foot on the gas pedal, command of the mound high.
And throwing first pitch strikes, throwing a lot of strikes overall.
He's in agreement with Dingler on a 1-2. He missed outside with a changeup. Inside with a heater, 3-2, and that's something he hasn't done a whole lot, is spray tonight.
He walked him on the very same pitch on 3-2. But I mean, this is the most careful that Cater has pitched anybody, and probably rightly so.
Called strike 3. He dotted him with a fastball.
Boy, I just love the fact that he's not afraid to throw his fastball, whether it be the four seam or the sinker. And see, he's getting that feel for it now. 95. But again, that's going to go up the warmer it gets. But 3-2, it's 1-0, and he's just very confident and let it go and threw it right by him.
Well, last time up, he vanquished Norby.
Yeah, how about the sinker, the four seam, and that slider? I mean, look at how they just tunneled so well.
Two 2-0 to Norby. Sinker right back at him, 2-1. No messing around there.
But again, he's confident in it. And I'm not challenging him with a four seam right down the middle. I'm going to put a little wrinkle in it. It's right down the middle, but it's got a wrinkle in it. And Norby just spit on it and said, I don't want that.
Popped him up. McGonigal at shortstop, fading back. Nobody's going to get there. My goodness, Norby sneaks in with 2 bases. McGonigal looked like he needed help on it. Baez and Riley Green were coming in, but it landed in between all 3 of them.
Yeah, when that ball is up in the air for that long, you're just waiting for one of those outfielders to come in. McGonigal's got it all the way until an outfielder calls him off. And Javi couldn't get to it. You saw it and you're just saying, Javi's not going to get to it. I don't know if he was shaded over into right center, but he wasn't going to get to it. And McGonigal was just saying, oh, come on, one of you guys come get it. But, boy, that ball was up in the air a long, long time.
First pitch swing by Paulie. Third base side, foul territory, and this is out of play. Riley may not have seen that right away. Yeah, look, off the bat. And then you have maybe in the back of your mind the collision from yesterday as well with Parker Meadows.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, I don't want to smack my shortstop, but that tells the whole story right there, where he doesn't see it, and by the time he picks it up, it's too late. There had to be some reason why that fell, because of how high it was, and that just said, yeah, because Riley's going to call him off. If he sees that ball off the bat, he's gonna run in and he's going to catch that just standing there.
You see him looking up into the sky. even just then. 1-1 to Paulie. So Norby, just kind of like a thief in the night, takes 2 bases. One, two. Center field. Baez back on it. Javi still going. He makes the catch. Norby's on his way to third. 2 away, and here's a message from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
AZ Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease an F-150 XLT for only $349 a month for 36 months. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Norby at third, 2 down, and Sanoja the batter. The lead on the line here. 2-out runner at third for the young outfielder Sanoja.
Cater went after Sanoja with a good steady diet of breaking stuff. Let's see how he goes about it here.
Tigers are warding against the bunt just in case, with the corner infielders in with 2 out, just in case he wanted to try to bunt for a base hit with some speed.
And that's going to put a lot of pressure if there's a ground ball. Torque's got to get back to that bag. He's a long ways away from first base.
1-2. Dylan Dingler gets a close view of it.
Well, 2 really quality pitches to Sanoja here to start this at bat with a good sinker with good movement, and then backed it up with a slider almost in the same spot. Just continue to know that you're way ahead.
0-2. Missed with a slider. He wanted to swing and miss and didn't get any swing.
But just off the plate. Can he throw that sinker back door?
Set up away.
Oh.
There it is. That slider was lethal for Sanoja, and Norby gets stranded.
Boy, just 2 quality breaking balls in a row. 0-2 just off the plate, and then an even better one to strike Sanoja out.
If the Tigers scored 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries. Low-scoring affair and a chance of Javi shows up at Comerica Park. As he stands in, it'll be 9-1-2 in the order for the Tigers this inning. And there is ball 2 for Javi. And here is a look at Kevin McGonigal waiting on deck, sponsored by C&L Ward. The Marlins have a pair of lefties with different types of stuff in that bullpen. One of the lefties, Andrew Nardi, it looked like was starting to get loose in that Marlins bullpen. He is more of the slider, 4-seam fastball variety. John King is a sinker slider left-hander, and then they have 6 righties, including Pete Fairbanks, who had been out on paternity leave, so he hasn't thrown in a while since Sunday, as it's 2-2 on Javi.
That's that new sweeper that Chris Paddock has added. Different break than his curveball.
Guided in the air for left field. Sanoja watches it fly, and Javi Baez continues to swing a red-hot stick. It's 2-0. He just dragged that out of here.
Yeah, Paddock went to that sweeper one too many times. And look at that's off the plate. But Javi's getting out and catching that ball. You saw him, he's a little surprised with that fastball that was up and in, like he was diving over that plate looking for it. Struck him out with that same pitch, the first at bat. Knew he was going to go back to it. Javi was able to hook that ball And a big, big run for the Tigers and Cater Montero.
A little leeway as we get a challenge.
Oh boy, that was.
He waited half
He
a second.
sure did.
He wasn't sure that he wanted to go get it. And you see the look on Hicks' face, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They could be out of challenges here.
It looked good.
It is a strike.
The call is overturned. It is a strike. Miami has one challenge remaining.
Boy, that was just, he was thinking hard about it.
That's as long as you can wait, Dan.
Yes, we have not seen one that long.
Two and one to McGonigal. Off the Baez homer. Ground ball wide of first and foul. But Javi now, I mean, the coverage he had on that base hit to center in Minnesota when he just reached out and flicked it out there, that's a different kind of coverage. This is for power. But you're going to have to throw it well wide if he's going to hit that ball.
Yeah, it's got to be 6 inches to a foot outside, but I mean that's after getting buzzed in Minnesota, hitting Minnesota, and then he got a fastball up and in that at bat. I think it was the second pitch. And you know what? It's just he's right down there. He hit 7th yesterday, but down there at the bottom of the order, everybody's just kind of not taking him serious. Well, you know what? He came in hitting 323. Now he's got his first home run. You know, that's the thing. He's sitting down there at number 9. You know, there's a reason for it. Take him lightly, and then look what he's been doing.
Let him lurk. He was an all-star last year.
That's what I mean. Just, yeah, keep taking him lightly.
First base, that's Norby. One down. The pitch location is almost maddening for Paddock here.
And I think sometimes, yeah, you just say, you know what, I got to take my hat off to him. But, you know, when you go out there constantly, Cole Keith is saying, you know what, I hit one like that in Arizona and mine came back in the field to play. How come yours went out?
Boy, that was a low clothesline that hit the top of the wall and got out.
But, I mean, how often does he get those breaking balls? I mean, I've seen it since he's been a Tiger. And, you know, now he's saying, okay, you keep going out there and he's going to do some damage. He went the other way for doubles in Minnesota on pitches out over the plate.
Fastball for a strike. 1-2 on Torres. He was flied out to left and then lined out to right on a sliding grab by Casey in the second. Chopper to shortstop. That's Otto Lopez. 2 gone. So the Tigers have scored in 2 ways tonight. 3 straight hits to start the second inning. Pieced together a bit of a rally. Dylan Dingler went first to third on a Kerry Carpenter single. Then you get the long ball from Javi Baez. And here is Keith with 2 out in the 5th.
Yeah, and Chris Paddock is throwing a nice game, but just he has been subject to the long ball, and you were just hoping that the Tigers would take advantage.
Colt was trying to right there on a sinker, 0-1.
And the carry on that Javi Baez home run too. I thought it was going to be a double for sure, and then saw it bouncing, and you know, off the bat I wasn't sure if it would go out. Ball had a lot of carry to it.
It looked a little bit like a video game, which Chris Paddock has some familiarity with. We mentioned that the Marlins are calling pitches from their dugout. He brought the pitching coach a PlayStation controller during spring training, and he said, you know what? The square button works, the circle button works. Just use them all. Like tongue in cheek, like, okay, Rob, you call the pitches. You're controlling me.
That's it.
And then Rob Marcello, the pitching coach for the Marlins, to say, okay, I believe in you too. More Chris Paddock's cowboy boots.
Yeah, the sheriff. His nickname is the sheriff, and the hat and the cowboy boots. And
real team effort. Like, okay, I'll see your joystick and I'll raise you to cowboy boots out on the field.
And that's how you get buy-in to do that, and just say, okay, if that's what you're going to do, if you're going to call pitches, and I really can't shake off, and I got to throw what you do, that's how you get it.
Up the middle, that's another base hit for Colt Keith. He is an unstoppable force right now. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, it's just what pitch are you going to throw to Colt Keith right now? He's covering everything. I mean, the last time was a curveball that he just shot back over into left field. This is a fastball that just stayed right with it. That nice approach, kind of right up the middle, the other way.
They threw him 4 fastballs out of 5 in that sequence. 1 was a sinker, 3 were 4-seamers, but 4 fastballs out of 5. And he was on the last one. There's a curveball for Riley Green. Riley's like, okay, if you could throw me a low fastball.
Where's my fastball?
Right.
Yeah.
He had one earlier. Riley's still looking for that first home run. Change up. This will be pitch number 25 for Paddock in the inning. Keith runs, and that is strike 3. The inning's over. Paddock's second strikeout, but Javi Baez goes deep for the first time this year, doubling the Tigers' lead here at home. 2-zip. Two 2-0 Tigers in the 6th inning. Cater Montero's been phenomenal, Dan.
He has, and he's just filling up that strike zone with the fastball. The sinker and the 4-seam fastball, throwing him 67% strikes again with it. But then his secondary pitches are playing well too. Once he gets ahead, look at these sliders that he's throwing. I mean, those are filthy off of those sinkers going one way and then the slider going the other way. And the changeup has got a lot of movement too. It's got the same movement as the sinker, but just he's got the ball going in 2 different directions.
Ball and a strike on Marcy, who's got that big contingent here, Daniela.
Yeah, I went and met Mom, Shannon Marcy. She's out there leading the charge today, and she told me it's over 500 people tomorrow.
The legend grows.
Yeah. It's Mom's coworkers, Dad's coworkers, friends, family, former teammates, coaches. I think the entire city of Allen Park might be here tomorrow.
They can lead the league in Jaguars. That is awesome. I hope, though, that he hasn't had to put in the tickets into the comp system.
I would imagine he has not. But another funny story, she told me that Dad is putting a lot of pressure on him to get a picture with Justin Verlander because that's who he grew up watching.
Hey, just go ask him. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah, he's right across the way here in the other dugout. Give it a whirl.
You got to try and make that happen.
I think I'm going to.
Time called by Marcy. I mean, think about it. He's 24. Justin Verlander's 43. I mean, he literally grew up watching Justin Verlander.
Yeah, and how many games did he watch him pitch right here in the ballpark? That's why he was just so taken back by being here. It's a big deal. When you dream about it, and then, man, here you are.
You know, no pressure at all, but there are 500 people rooting for you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I want to put on a good show for all these people too. And yeah, that's where it gets in, where you got to just let that go and say, man, I just got to go out and play. They're going to love me no matter what.
Called strike 3. He's going to challenge that slider. The Marlins are either out of challenges and have out number 1 in the 6th. Oh, we get to watch a family reaction to a challenge. Oh, it's a strike.
The call is confirmed. Miami is out of challenges.
Live, that looked like a pretty solid idea for a challenge if you don't have the strike zone box.
I agree. When he first threw that, I went, ooh, that's a little bit outside. And then kind of looking over at the box, I went, uh-oh, he's going to lose that one. But yeah, that's where you can be tricked. Live, it looks one way, and then ABS, it's something completely different.
Here's Edwards, who's 1 for 2 with a triple. And he'll jab a bunt and he'll throw a bat, and we'll get our Comerica Bank game summary. Our story so far is the battle between these two, the triple in the first at bat and then the last at bat, Dan.
Boy, how about that four-seam fastball? And then he backs it up. Look at the movement on these changeups that he ends up striking him out with. I mean, those are hideous. How are you supposed to hit those?
Don't look at them.
My goodness.
Now there's a fastball, and you have no idea what's coming at this point.
You know, if he can duplicate those changeups, I mean, that's wiffle ball changeups, those last 2 he threw them. You could, if you started those again, you could throw 2 in a row and right on that outside part of the plate, and if he takes the first one, come back with, I mean, he's got to swing at one of them.
0-2 for Edwards. Oh, a changeup, and impeccably planted on the outside corner.
It is. I mean, you have success. Why go away from it? I mean, the movement on that is tremendous, but you're just thinking, and it's in your head. You're saying, I executed 2 great changeups in a row the last at bat. You draw back on that memory, and everything just is in sync when you throw it. You paint that perfect picture in your mind, and your arm follows suit.
Montero collects out number 18 of his night, and he is cooking. Feeling great doing it. 2-0 Tigers. Coming to Comerica Park this season, $5 Fridays beginning May 1st. Tigers and the Rangers. 16-ounce beers will be $5 from when the gates open until the end of the 3rd inning. It's a deal not worth missing. First pitch 6:40 p.m. Tigers.com/partay to learn more. First pitch swing, Dylan Dingler into center field, and that is out number 1 to Marcy. Montero getting some hugs on the way into the dugout through 6. Grant Herter was up and loosening. There's your hot corner stat. Tigers since last year plus 33 to 500 when a starter goes 6+. It's a lot of winning.
Yeah, that's the key, is getting deep into those games. I mean, they set the tone. Starters set the tone, and when they do that, you've got a great chance. Yeah, Cater's at what, 80 pitches, and how stretched out is he? You know, only made what, the 2 starts down in Toledo, and then the one up last weekend, last Sunday.
Yeah, Montero's got 2 major league starts this year. They're both at home. He's like, what are you guys talking about, road trips? I only pitch at home. He's got 2 of the 4 starts at Comerica Park this year.
Yeah, he keeps throwing like this. They're going to make sure that he pitches at Comerica Park regularly.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball for Carpenter. 2 down. You saw in the bullpen, 1-pitch Herter. Brandt came in, threw 1 pitch yesterday and got himself out of an inning. Talk about efficiency. That's an eco-friendly outing.
You know what? That is a really good first pitch strike rate too.
Yeah.
You know.
2 down, breaking ball for Torkelson. Torque drove in the first run for the Tigers tonight on an RBI single in the 2nd. May 2 years ago, Torque went about 40 games without a home run, and he hit one against Houston on May the 12th. The next night, the Tigers were down in the 8th inning against the Marlins, and he hit his second home run in as many days, and that is as frustrating as of a run as he's been on in the majors. It was a couple weeks later he ended up going back down to Toledo after the game on June the 1st.
Like so many Tigers, there's been several balls that he's hit that off the bat, just the launch angle and just the trajectory and the velo off the bat, the exit velocity, they've all looked good, and they've just fallen just short. And you got to think that they're going to come in bunches eventually.
A couple years worth of 31 homers for Torque.
You know, and Riley with 36, it's just they're going to happen.
See Cody Ashe over there, new hitting coach for the Tigers. A couple of new faces in that dugout. Anthony Sanders over at first base. Another long count for Torque, and Paddock struck him out. 3 out of the last 4 have struck out against Paddock. We go to the 7th already, 2-zip. Tigers baseball on Detroit SportsNet is brought to you by Steel. Find your local Steel dealer at steelusa.com. And by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Kader Montero with a big hug in the dugout after 6 scoreless. He was fantastic tonight, and our Wallside Windows pitching change is the left-hander first, Brant Herter. Dan?
Yeah, and just like you said, pitched in yesterday's game, just threw that one pitch. And so far this year, just a lot of sinkers and sweepers, mainly the 2 pitches. But he's got a couple of left-handers coming up this inning, so A.J. Hinch calls on Brant Herter to try to get the Tigers through the 7th inning.
It was Cody Clemens yesterday who he retired on that one pitch. And now Brant will double his output from yesterday with this throw to Liam Hicks. It's a strike. The Marlins are out of challenges, by the way, in a 2-0 game in the 7th.
Boy, if you throw sinkers on the outside part of the plate like that to left-handers with your, cross-firing, big 6'7", stepping right at the left-hander, that's going to be tough.
Up the middle, McGonigal had him played perfectly, and Kevin's got out number 1. With that, you get a word from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
One down for Otto Lopez with Daniela Bruce downstairs, Dan Petrie, Jason Benetti. Our entire crew here at Comerica Park. Lopez is 0 for 2 with a couple of fly balls. And he takes a strike. Brant Herter pumping in strikes here in the 7th.
I was going to say, Jason, when he's at his best, this is exactly it. You're not seeing him spraying the ball. He's just right there around the strike zone.
End of the bat to Torres. Quickly 2 gone.
And just a tough, you could see a tough at bat for both lefties, especially lefties, but right-handers, with that ball starting in the left-handed hitter's batter's box, that sweeper and coming back, both sides, it's not a comfortable at bat.
Here is Casey. First one plopped on the outside half. That's why it's an uncomfortable at bat.
That big frame of his and then that step, like he's almost stepping behind you.
Right there again. This is pitch and catch. Just throw it right to the mid.
And now, you could throw the same thing, that sinker on the outside corner or that sweeper, and sweep it right off the plate.
There's a little joy in Mudville. It's still 0-2 on Casey.
Yeah, you saw Brant put his head down a little bit. He didn't want to make it that good of a pitch. Dylan was set up way outside. He wanted that one way outside. See if they say, you know what, try it again.
Ooh. Just rapping on the door, ringing the doorbell. Anybody home?
It just and just given up on it, and that thing almost came back, caught that outside corner.
1-2.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, Brant Herter just buzzsaws the Marlins here in the 7th. Yeesh. Figer Law's 7th inning stretch. Not fair. Giveaways at Comerica Park are back. Next giveaway of the season tomorrow, April 11th. Tigers and the Marlins. Be one of the first through the gates and get a Tigers hockey jersey presented by Miller Lite. It's a giveaway you don't want to miss. First pitch, 1:10 p.m. Visit tigers.com/giveaways for more information. Go get your hockey jersey before Paws throws it to somebody else. Paws very well dressed, very dapper in the orange today. Goes with the fur. New pitcher is Lake Bacher, the former punter at Wisconsin Whitewater. Gives up a ground ball with very little hang time from Wencel Perez, and there's one away in the 7th.
And that's what the Tigers will see. They'll see a good amount of sliders and the sweeper mixed in with that four-seamer. Averages right around 95 miles an hour. Had a good year last year with the Marlins, 50 career high with 53 appearances. Had an 8-2 record, 75 strikeouts in 71 innings.
Chant of Javi rises here at the ballpark against Bacher. Back with the Marlins this year, and there's ball 1. Javi gets a chant in part because he just reached out, yanked a homer to left in the 5th. Two 2-0 on Baez.
They're still calling those pitches over there too. What do they got called up on this one?
Slice to center. Marcy makes the catch. We get a message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in a trucking accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
Lake Bacher, multi-sport star at Wisconsin Whitewater, on the mound for the Marlins. He actually played for current Kansas head coach Lance Leipold at that powerhouse football program. He was a punter and kickoff specialist for Whitewater.
Kickoff specialist, meaning?
Yeah, just kick it off, punt. Not field goals necessarily, but you know, the guy who just punts and does the kickoffs.
I was thinking like he returned them.
Oh, no. Just the kicking. Thank you. He did kick a few field goals for them as well. He actually made 3 field goals in the Stag Bowl championship game in 2014. I mean, there were times he was averaging 50+ yards a punt.
Yeah, he's a big guy. You can see where look at the strong legs on him. Had a lot of legs.
So he was mostly the extra point guy and the punter.
You could see some hang time on those 50-yarders too, way up in the air.
Do you have punting experience?
You know, actually, I do. Middle school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Called strike 3. That could be the tease of the month in our Midi Awards. Dan Petrie, punter, 2-0 Tigers.
This Tuesday, April 14th, is a 3-1-3 value game when the Tigers face the Kansas City Royals at Comerica Park. Get $3 hot dogs, $1 chips, and $3 waters or fountain drinks. Go to tigers.com/313.
Sounds like a plan.
That's a value game, absolutely.
It is. Our wall side windows pitching change. Kyle Finnegan out of the bullpen, more walks than you'd expect and he'd expect, and trying to right that ship against 7, 8, and 9 in the Marlins order in the 8th.
Yeah, he's had to pitch out of some trouble want to try to get this leadoff hitter. He's let the leadoff hitter get on and having to pitch out of some trouble, but still 5 scoreless outings to start this 2026 season.
He'll face Norby first, who kind of finagled his way to second base on a fly ball to left over McGonigal. That's a strike. 1-1 for Connor Norby, who came over in the 2024 deadline deal with Kyle Stowers for Trevor Rogers. The Marlins have gotten some success offensively from trading bullpen arms recently as Norby skies this foul.
You know, as good as the offense has been, too, for the Marlins, they were without Stowers, too. You know, think about when they get him back, and that says a lot about Tiger pitching this first 7 innings against this really good Miami Marlins offense.
It's been a strong offense even without 5 guys on the injured list offensively. Christopher Morel has an oblique issue. The Stowers hamstring you're talking about, among others. Griffin Conine, as we mentioned, just went on the IL. That misses. So Norby takes a walk. Let's take a look at the upcoming starters presented by Bet365. Our upcoming schedule: Jansen Junk on the mound against Casey Mize tomorrow, and then Sunday is the gem of the weekend: Sandy Alcantara, Tarek Skubal.
I'd say we saw Jansen Junk last year. He's a Seattle University product, I believe. Same school that Tarek Skubal went to.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Jansen Junk is slinging that changeup this year.
And added velo.
Fouled away on a fastball, 0-2. Oh, 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Paulie. Marlins have the leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight. They had a 1-out triple in the first, a 1-out double in the 5th, a 1-out walk in the 2nd. 1-2 to Paulie. Guided to first. Oh yeah, that's a double play. All you can do is stand there, and Norby just has to sadly walk off.
I mean, there's nothing he can do on that. I mean, just the crack of the bat. You're in your secondary lead, the crack of the bat. Hey, I'm going to second. You better put on the brakes, and you're just dead. Nothing you can do about that. Torque just almost politely tacks him in the midsection like, oh, sorry about that, bud.
Yeah, I mean, Norby with the best of intentions just hung out to dry.
Yeah.
Strike 1 on Sanoja. What a swing that is in this game. Oh, big gulp of a slider there, 0-2.
That's the pitch that Kyle has worked really hard on. Wants to throw that not only to right-handers but also to left-handers. And he throws them like that, he's going to start throwing them a lot more, get a lot more confidence in it, and he's just forcing himself to throw more of them. Cater threw him real good sliders.
On the ground at second base. That is how you do it, a line-out double play. And the Marlins are fried in the 8th, 2-0 Tigers. Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. Tigers back home, first elongated 2-series homestand of the year. It'll be 6 with the Marlins and the Royals, 4 in Boston. Tigers come back home to take on the Brewers, and then another extended road trip to Cincinnati and Atlanta, trying to win the opener here as Bacher misses to Torres with ball 1.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just come back in your familiar surroundings and your fans rooting for you, and that can certainly energize you.
It's a lot of time zones too. Again, this sounds like excuses, so I just want, I don't mean that, right? But it is, you know, it's not the ideal start to the year either. It's reality too.
You know?
Yeah, there are some play better moments for this Tigers team that don't involve time zones, but it's nice to be back home.
It is, and I just remember that opening day and the following day, it was big.
It's back-to-back years, the open on the West Coast situation for the Tigers. LA and Seattle last year, San Diego, Arizona this year.
And then leaving spring training and going out for a couple of exhibition games. San Francisco last year and Arizona this year.
1-2, Ben's outside, 2-2. Tigers just trying to settle in here to the season. That's a wayward sweeper, 3-2. The Dodgers so far are 9-3. Yankees are 8-4, but nobody's, I mean, that's the spread in Major League Baseball, is the 9-3 Dodgers to the 4-9 Tigers opening play today, and it all changes very quickly the first couple weeks of the season. But after April last year, at the end of April, 12 playoff teams, 9 of them eventually did make the playoffs. Now the divisions changed hands, but 9 of the 12 teams in playoff position at the end of April did make the postseason. Strike 3 on Torres, 1 away.
Yeah, you can't discard it and just, as A.J. Hinch told Daniela, you can't just say, well, it's, you know, it's okay, it's early, and you know, there has to be things that are addressed, and you don't want it to become habitual, or you know what, it's kind of okay to lose every now and then.
Yeah, it's early.
You know, yeah. We didn't play that well, but it's okay. We'll get them tomorrow, and they keep adding up.
We were talking about it the other day. That's what happened in Minnesota last year. They were 13-20. They won 13 in a row to go to 26-20, and then they fell off again and ended up selling at the trade deadline. 1-0 is fouled away by Keith, who's 2 for 3 tonight. I mean, you guys in 1984 were ridiculous.
And it was. I mean, you know, those kind of starts and things don't happen in Little League. I mean, that was just crazy.
35-5.
And we had times where we weren't very good.
Not a whole lot of those times,
no, but
let's be honest.
No, but you know, there were times where we had to get it together.
Another long fly ball off the bat of Keith into left center, and Marcy is going to have it. It stays in the building for out number 2.
Well, I think Cole Keith will sit there and say, you know what, I hit that ball pretty good.
Yeah, in July, that's...
You know, I got 2 hits tonight, and I'm not going to be, I wish I would have got a hit, but I'm not going to be real disappointed with that swing. That's 100 off the bat. Yeah, and they're saying Torque's doing the same thing. Hey, way to swing it. Keep swinging it like that.
One 1-0 on Riley. 2 balls, no strikes. The Marlins in the 9th are going to have the top of the order: Marcy, Edwards, and Ramirez against, you'd imagine, Kenley Jansen. There's Marcy looking for his first hit here at Comerica Park. There is Kenley Jansen, one of the top savesmen in Major League Baseball history. Kenley Has not thrown since Saturday.
No, it's been what, 11 days? He got up once.
Yeah, for an extended outing. He threw in the rain very briefly. There's a base hit for Riley Green. On a 1-for-4 night for Riley. And Dylan Dingler will bat. Yeah, Kenley Jansen, it was barely an outing. It was the 8th pitch, in the rain.
Yep. Yeah, one time in I think of what, 11 days or something like that. That kind of talks about your start a little bit when you're so-called closer. He is the closer. You know, has only been in one game.
He looked great in San Diego. He gave up that home run to Jose Fernandez in Arizona. So kind of an uneven start, but he should come in here in a safe situation at home. Taking it in, taking a moment to himself. I don't think he'd mind if the inning here lasted a little bit longer and created some more run support.
He wouldn't mind at all. You know, you see Kenley down there just kind of standing around too and soaking it all in. He's been doing this such a long time that he knows how many pitches he needs to get ready. And instead of standing out there as this inning drags along and continue to throw and burn himself out in the bullpen, you know, he just takes his time, stands around, throws a pitch, and then kind of stands around a little bit longer, then goes again. The last thing you want to do is just, you know, throw 25 pitches down there, and by the time you get out in the game, you've already thrown an inning.
3-1. Dylan takes a pass at a sweeper. 3-2. 477 career saves down there. 17 major league seasons and an ERA of 2.58 for his career. 3-2. It's a ground ball foul of third. Juan Nieves watching over Kenley Jansen. Clipped him. Dylan Dingler is a hit-by-pitch machine.
Yeah, split finger kind of riding in on him.
That's the 5th time he's gotten hit this year.
I think it was catcher's interference.
Oh, they're going to call. Okay, they're going to call it officially interference for the contact there. Yeah. That's what it is. But you know, regardless, I thought maybe it caught him on the way by.
I did too.
Yeah, it catches the bat. Okay, so that is what he was calling.
Yeah.
I thought for a second that Lance Barrett was pointing to his wrist, meaning that Dingler got hit. So we'll see what they call it. Yeah, that officially in the box score, they're saying hit by pitch based on the signal from Lance Barrett. I agree with you, though, and our crew said in our ears, and rightfully so, that they thought it was interference. Dylan just said, if you watch, he said, what did they call?
Yeah, because Dylan points right back at Hicks. Points at him with his left hand. Hey, catcher's interference.
See, I thought they were saying hit by pitch, but yeah, either way he gets on base.
Yeah, right away, Dylan with his left finger.
Yeah, that did not hit him. I don't believe. You?
I think it clipped his bat.
Yeah, agreed.
Went into him, but
agreed. So for now, it's called a hit by pitch. He is leading the league to the point. He is leading the league in plunkings.
Yeah, and stay away from his hands too.
Yeah, please.
You know, like in Minnesota, that makes your heart skip.
Carpenter takes a strike. Sweeper, 0-2. And he lands a slider for strike 3, so the Tigers leave a pair. Kenley Jansen, 477 career saves. He is on his way in better weather this time at Comerica Park. Let's walk in with him. .477 career saves, 4th all-time for Kenley Jansen, behind only Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman, Lee Smith.
And this is nice to see that back end of that bullpen having a chance to come out and save a game. It just seems like too often Will Vest and Kyle Finnegan and Kenley have been involved in games where they're just trying to keep it close until the bats. And this is just a great sign to see Kenley Jansen out here with a chance to close this thing out after a marvelous performance by Cater Montero.
He would tie Lee Arthur Smith, who threw for 18 seasons, with a save here. Kenley Jansen will face the top of the order. Our wall side windows pitching change is to Jansen. He has a new third baseman behind him as well. Zach McKinstry has come into the ball game to play third. He's in the spot previously occupied by Colt Keith as the Tigers try to end this 5-game losing streak. And it's a Tiger fan growing up that starts the 9th. Marcy against Kenley Jansen.
Boy, we've talked about Kenley Jansen throwing 80% cutters, but he's really added that sinker that goes away from the left-handed hitters, that slider straight down.
Popped up back of home. Not a play. Marcy was 9 when Kenley Jansen made his debut in Major League Baseball.
And what a thrill he is standing in Comerica Park and having to face him. Got both of them.
Strike 2.
Hey, I'm playing in Comerica Park and now I'm facing Kenley Jansen. That's pretty special.
One of the best ever at this very thing. He's shaking his head as he gets into his move on 0-2.
That's it. So much deception going through Kenley Jansen. Yeah, shaking his head in all the gyrations when he comes set. And then sometimes he'll quick pitch. Instead of lifting that leg up, he'll just drive forward, always trying to put something in the hitter's mind, disrupt the timing, give him something to think about other than that cutter.
Strike 3. He landed the plane and it sliced the zone one away.
Well, there's that cutter, and I'm sure Marcy's thinking, yeah, this is starting off the plate, and whoop, here it comes back. Catches that outside part of the plate. I mean, he just have to give up on it. You see that spin, that tight spin, just driving it to that upper right-hand corner.
One down for Xavier Edwards. It takes high. I thought it was fascinating when you were talking to Kenley about that cutter in San Diego, that it just kind of comes naturally to him.
You know what? And he told me a lot, and I think I'm going to do a little demonstration with that this weekend.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, because I think it was so interesting.
Strike one on the cutter.
How he grips it and what his idea is when he lets go of the ball to get that ride that he has on it. Yeah, it's got the right to left break to it, the cutting action, but it stays true. It doesn't have that good sink to it. It just stays and explodes at the strike zone.
There's the delay. And Edwards is on it, but to center field it goes for Javi Baez. 2 away.
Yeah, just anything to disrupt timing. You know, hitters know, okay, 80% cutter. I'm going to see a cutter. And then just he'll quick pitch, and then this one is just, okay, here it comes. Nope, I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer. Especially with the toe taps and lifting the leg up and everything. Anything to disrupt that hitter's timing. Give him a different look.
Agustin Ramirez is 0 for 3. There he comes home quickly, and it's ball 1 for Ramirez. Two and 0. No challenge. Looked like it was off to Dylan Dingler. Tigers do have 2 challenges remaining. Yeah, it's a strike. Easy does it to the inside corner.
Yeah, that one looked like he just reared back and said, okay, here it is. Try and hit it.
Fly ball to right field. This is playable, and Wenzel Perez makes the catch on a Tigers shutout. Montero to Herder to Finnegan to Jansen. Zeros from all of them, and Kenley Jansen is tied for 3rd all-time in Major League history with 478 career saves.
Well, that's the way you close out a game, isn't it? You strike the first hitter out and don't give them any thoughts of coming back. Strike them out, and then a couple of lazy fly balls. Tigers' losing streak is broken, and the homestand's off to a good start.
And Lee Smith has company in the 3 spot in all-time saves. Rivera, Hoffman, Kenley Jansen, and Lee Smith in a deadlock for 3rd all-time. Congratulations to Kenley. More to come, not only in his career, but in our show as well. Curado post-game report follows this time out. The Tigers do, as Dan said, break that 5-game losing streak and get win number 5 of the season. Welcome back to Comerica Park. Logan's got you covered when we come back to the Ball Yard.